Over 30,000 local grassroots groups, 200,000 events, every state, everywhere.
They provided the tools and the information to connect with each other and then move the supporters into how they would best be useful.
These tools are going to be incredibly powerful.
That's how this thing started. It shows you what one voice can do.
Their goal, at least from what we saw from the outside, was creating their own internet, creating their own organizations, creating their own blogs, creating their own online community.
What was different in the Obama campaign was that they had more money than any other campaign. But instead of just spending that all on television advertising, when a normal campaign would spend 70%, what they focused on was first funding the field operations, because that's where they knew they could get actual votes.
I mean, there were thousands of people who worked on the campaign, right? So there were all these different groups of people that were working with maybe up top in Chicago a little bit of, some coordination, maybe really good coordination, but in the field, these people were pretty, separate.
In the final days of the campaign, we had about 31,000 volunteers knock on about 1.3 million doors.
We gave them responsibility in their neighborhood. We had them supervise other volunteers that made them feel a sense of ownership.
So we did a lot of phone banking during the evenings to get in touch with people coming home, and then also on the weekends and weeknights when people were home, speaking to them face-to-face about issues, their support level, and if they want to get involved with the campaign.
This is what's fascinating is in 2008, this new generation of organizers comes in, and they're 23, 24, 25 years old.
They were the candidate of change. They were the candidate of the youth. We were more of viewed more as the status quo candidate, the Republican candidate in the race, and they had an advantage of being able to reach more people through that means than I think we could have done.
He's the biggest celebrity in the world.
Yes, he's a wonderful speaker. Yes, he looks great. Yes, he gets beautiful, adoring crowds. But they aren't crowds of supporters, they're crowds of fans.
And I think that was the one moment where you really saw the Obama campaign reacting to what our television advertising was.
And then at the same time, you had the Sarah Palin thing come in that not only energized Republicans, which perhaps worried Democrats, but it also just made Democrats angry because she's crazy.
Obama's tactics were revolutionary and brilliant and really have fundamentally changed the way people will run for president.
It is difficult to let go of the control and to put the responsibility in the hands of volunteers, but I know we wouldn't have been able to do what we did without doing that.
There's no way campaigns won't be able to sort of understand that, because just from an evolutionary perspective, the ones that do will win more often.